Hello, good afternoon, Instagram. Good afternoon, Dr. IYABO here from Atlanta, Georgia. Another episode of Tea Time with Dr. IYABO. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. IYABO. Welcome to Tea Time with Dr. IYABO. You guys know that. Hello. Thank you all for joining. Thank you. You guys know that I have talk show on Instagram that I mostly hold on Sundays, but I also hold it on some weekdays depending on the availability of my guests. So make sure that as you're joining, you do have, hi Steph. Make sure that as you're joining, you do have your notifications on for me so that anytime I go live, you won't miss it. Or anytime I have my wonderful, phenomenal guests who join me on Tea Time with Dr. IYABO, you don't miss those either. So please make sure you have your notifications on for me. And as you're joining, tag a friend on this live. If there's a friend that you want to learn about the online business world, the digital space, how to make money online, you don't want to miss this, because today I have a wonderful treat in store for you. I have the amazing Steph Obi on with me. Okay, she's my guest today, and I'm just going to bring her right on so that we will have time to talk. We will have I will just have a lot of time to learn. So Steph, please come on and let's start. Hello everyone, I see your messages. Good afternoon, Dr. IYABO. Hello. Hi everyone, how are you all doing? Hi Steph. How are you doing? Stephanie, right? Your name is Stephanie. Yes, Stephanie. It is lovely to see you. Your smile, honestly, your smile can warm up any room. I love your smile. You have a wonderful smile and it's so authentic. You know, every time I see you on your page, it's like you can tell that smile comes from your warm heart. So welcome. Welcome. I feel honored to be here with you today. So I'm going to do a quick intro before I let you even talk. Okay, guys? So if you're not following, if you're in my community and you're not yet following Stephanie, this is your time to follow her, because she is a phenomenal woman. She's doing phenomenal work. She has changed many lives. So Stephanie Obi is an award-winning and pioneer digital business coach whose work is contributing to closing the $330 billion finance gap that small and medium-sized enterprises in sub-Saharan Africa face. So basically, she's helping us close that wealth gap that we need to close in Africa. Basically, in simple words, she's the founder of Leverage for Africa, which supports entrepreneurs to raise funding for their business expansion by launching one online course and turning it into a six-figure income stream. She has helped some of Forbes of Africa's most powerful women and LinkedIn top voices to launch online courses. She's the author of the Amazon best-selling book, Knowledge is the New Gold, and she has won many awards, many. So if you're not following her, you know what you've been missing out. So this is your wake-up call to follow her right now. Stephanie, welcome. Please say hi to the audience. They'd like to hear from you.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. And Dr. IYABO, I must say a big thank you for inviting me. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
You are welcome. You are most welcome. So today our topic is basically everything online business, right? How to make money online. We have one of our specialists in the online business space here today who's going to take all our questions. So Stephanie, I'm going to start with this. Your bio says it all. And I believe that's the name of your book. Yes, the name of your book, Knowledge is the New Gold. And it's also on your bio. It's a powerful statement because I believe it totally, that from the day we were born, God gave us gifts that we can use to better our lives and other people's lives. So are women beginning to embrace this truth? Are women beginning to understand that their knowledge is gold?
Well, in my experience, a lot of women already know. A lot of women already get it. They may have even already started in some way. You know, they may have started doing physical workshops, you know, trainings here and there. But the issue really is, how do I explain it? The issue really is, how do I charge more for it confidently? Because sometimes when your expertise comes to you naturally, when it's a gift, when it's something that, you just do with ease, it's very difficult to place value on that thing. And so many times the challenge that women face is underpricing their work, underpricing their, discounting themselves over and over again. So that's what I find is the major issue. Yeah.
And all that is spot on. You said if you do it with ease, you don't really put much value on it, which is so true, because to you it comes naturally. And that is something that I'm always telling women about as well. But let me ask you this though, Stephanie. What if women say, okay, but if I price it at $2, many people buy it. If I price it at $10, nobody's buying.
Okay. So how do I explain this? So
because they say that to me.
They say that to you.
Yeah, that they price things low. They say they price things low so that people will buy it, because if it's too high, nobody buys.
Okay, now the question now is, when they come to you, are they really selling? At the low price, are they really selling?
Thank you. Right. That is so true. Yeah. That is so true. You know what? Spot on. You're so smart, because most of the time they're not selling. They think they're going to sell. Maybe they've sold one. Yeah. Maybe they've sold one and they believe they'll sell more. Yeah, you're right.
And if anybody here is listening, makes those kind of decisions. I also used to make those kind of decisions, so I understand. I completely understand. When I launched I remember launching one program that was less than $97. Okay, in fact, let me tell you how I started. I used to do all these low price things. So one month I would launch a product. I'll price it for like 2,000 naira, and at the time 2,000 naira was like $4. So I'll price it like $4. I'll get customers. Exciting! I had this thrill of getting customers. Like, oh my God, 50 people bought, 100 people bought. Yes, I'm happy. But the challenge with that is that because the pricing is so, at the end of the month, you need more money again. So at the end of the month, I will now start looking for what else to sell again. So I was doing this month after month, and then it became tiring. Yes, I'm selling. Yes, I'm getting customers at that price point, but I'm not really, earning what I want to be earning yet. Okay, so it meant something was off. And I remember that I decided I was still afraid of, raising my prices and charging something higher. I remember at that time, I now said, okay, let me take it up. Let me go, let me launch this product. If I launch the product and I really market it well, if I really talk on Instagram, oh my God, people are going to show up. So I did everything. And after all my marketing, 3 people signed up. I was so demotivated. I didn't have power to I didn't have energy to deliver the product. I was like, how can I do all this work for just 3 people? No, I can't. I didn't have the, I wasn't encouraged to do it. And that made me to make a decision. I said to refund everybody, that 3 people that paid. I was like, I'm not going to be honest with you. The value of what I want to give to you is so much more. And I can't deliver with only 3 people, honestly. Don't be angry. But it's either, I don't mind giving your money back, please. And they said yes, so I gave them their money back. And I went back, I went back and I said, you know what, something is wrong with me. There's something that makes it difficult for me to charge the price I really want to charge. There's something that is making me sabotage myself over and over again. Let me go and look for the problem, fix the problem, and then launch it again. So the ability to tell myself the truth is a gift that I know that I have, that I could identify that something is wrong somewhere, and maybe I can't find what is wrong. Let me go and get coached. So I paid for coaching. And when I had somebody who was guiding me on the process, guiding me on why I was constantly sabotaging myself, we launched a new program. this time I raised the price like 4 times. And this my same audience that people were not paying, people were not like buying, no matter what I was doing, they were not buying. That same audience, I don't have to run ads, that same audience, they paid, and they paid in full. It was such an eye-opener for me. I was like, what? And the quality of clients also changed. I was getting people who were committed to their success, committed to their progress,
Yes.
who were followed through till today. People still send me emails. Like people that took that program, they still send me emails telling me, "Thank Stephanie, I want to thank you for the work you did for me in 2016. Here's my growth. Here's how I've grown so far. This is what I'm doing so far." So you see what I'm saying? I
Yes.
totally different caliber of clients who held themselves accountable. I wasn't chasing them, who really wanted results, and they put in the work. So I say, many times when you're not able to charge, really want to charge, and you're blaming other people. It's other people that have the problem. It's not really the problem. It's really from within. It's from us. And if you live in Africa, for example, there are reasons why you might feel like you can't really increase your prices, or you can't really charge what you want to charge. If you live in Africa, if you came from an African home, if you are like anything Africa, we have our issues. Okay. One of the issues that we face is, imposter syndrome. It might be the way you were raised. It might be the way they say, oh, money is not good. If you like money too much, you are not a Christian. It might be things like, oh, you cannot be priced more than somebody who is white. Anything that is white is better. You have to be low. Made in Nigeria products are normally cheaper than made in Africa or product. So there's so many.
Be quiet. I'm so sorry. My dog is going crazy. Luna, stop.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So there are many. Okay. There are many factors that we are dealing with, and so the first thing is to be aware that you have programs, limiting beliefs, things that are holding you back. Just be aware of that. And so the next thing is to start saying, okay, how do I deal with these issues?
Luna, come here. Sorry. Luna, come here. It's not like a child that you can say be quiet and they'll listen. The dogs don't listen. 1 second, guys. Let me. Luna, no, be quiet. Come here. Luna, come here. She sees some people outside through the window, and they're the people taking care of our garden, and she's just barking at them. Sorry, guys, life happens. Luna, come here. Luna. Sorry, my sister. Continue, please. See trouble. Sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
So the first thing is that if you see yourself unable to charge what you really want to charge, there's some issues, there's some programming that we have to deal with, some limiting beliefs you have to deal with. Find what your own issues are. We all have different issues. Find what your own issue is and deal with it. Many times it's easier to overcome those things with the help of a coach. Help of a coach who has already helped you who has already overcome that challenge that you have. So the earlier you invest in coaching, really, the better for you, because you can overcome this, limiting beliefs quickly. Yeah.
Stephanie, you said a lot, and I was writing before Luna interrupted me. You said a lot, and everything you're saying is gold. This is why you're doing so well, because you're such a brilliant woman. So there are many things you discussed. I want to talk first about the imposter syndrome, because a lot of women, they belittle their gifts, and they feel like, oh, I know how to bake. So what if I know how to bake? Dr. IYABO, you want me to come on and do videos about baking, but everybody bakes, how can I charge? And I have to really try to convince them that no matter how little you think it is a big deal for somebody. There may be somebody looking for the most amazing wedding cake in the world, or the most amazing birthday cake. So I know you said that coaching is a way they can overcome the imposter syndrome, but we're talking about a vicious cycle here. Somebody who already thinks little of themselves, then we tell them to find money to pay for a coach to get better at what they're thinking. How do you convince somebody who's already thinking they don't have much to offer the world to then say, okay, go and hire a coach to make it even better? sometimes it's not that easy. So how are we
Yeah,
going to make African women more aware of the importance of coaching?
that's a very interesting question. And I will say that I don't believe in convincing people.
Okay, I like that.
So,
I don't do it either because they have to
yeah, so I don't
decide.
convince. I
Yeah.
think everybody is on their journey, and a time will come. Everybody has a day to wake up. You know, a time will come when you will realize that, oh my goodness, I have a challenge and I need to work on that challenge. So what I do instead is just to inspire. So if you look at my page, I share a lot of inspirational stories, and I really show people that, you know, if you're a baker, there's this other baker who has been able to launch products and, you know, earn a lot of money from it. If you're black with tribal marks, there's some other person who is black with tribal marks that has done it. If you have an egotic asset, some other person, the egotic asset has done it. Whatever you see, whatever you think that is, yeah, you can't do it. If you don't have a fine house, your house is somehow. I will show you some other person whose house is somehow, who also was able to monetize the knowledge. So the best way that I can show people is to tell stories. So I'm a very good storyteller. I tell stories in my email, I tell stories on social media, I tell stories in Instagram Reel. I'm telling stories so that when you see those stories, you say, if she can do it, I can do it. And that conversation is only you that can have it. If I'm trying to convince somebody, for example, they will think I'm trying to take their money, or I'm trying to, you know, I'm hungry. I want to snatch their money. So there's no point trying to convince you. I will just be telling you a story. Every day on social media, I'll bring one story. Another day, I'll bring another story. And hopefully you get inspired by the stories and then you take action. Many times, it's difficult to believe what you have not seen. It's difficult to believe what you have not seen. So if we just keep on showing you, one day, you will get, you know, you will get your money will come. But for now, the clients that I work with now, for instance, are people who are ready. I'm only here to work with people who are ready. If you're not ready, it's fine. I will still love you. I will still answer your questions. I will still be nice to you. I will still help you because, you know, I understand that you are on a journey and I cannot interrupt that journey. You have to be ready. You have to really want it for yourself. Do you understand? There was me too. There's a day that I said, you know what? I'm tired of just seeing stories here and here. I want to be the next success story. You know, when I invest in my own coaches, I'm like, you know what? I want to be case studies. I want people to talk about my own story too. I want that desire that I have for myself. Other people have to also have it for themselves because that's what will really help them get results.
Spot on. I love it. And you said inspire. The way we're going to help people take action is to inspire them. And how do we inspire? By telling our stories. I do it every day too. In fact, I just posted a reel before we came on this, and I told people about living by the 9 fruits of the Spirit. The way that I built wealth, you know, is by being kind and by helping people, by putting out a lot of positivity, by telling stories, by inspiring them with my ups and downs and how I overcame them. And that's how I've been able to build my coaching business to what it is. I charge $25,000 for 8 weeks. You all know, and women do pay it, you know. And you know that I'm very thick-skinned and very solid in myself because people will come to and comment. Of course, I block them so you don't see, and post many insulting comments about, who do you think you are? Even Tony Robbins doesn't charge 25,000. Oh, you're this year. They call me names and I block them and I move on, right? So, you know, but that is how I inspire women that what I'm doing today, I don't have 3 heads. I don't have 6 heads. I have 1 head. The same God that created me is the same God that created you. It wasn't easy. If I can do it, you can do it too. It's not because I'm in America. If I was in Nigeria, I probably will still be the same success story. So I love it that you said you inspire and you just give out value, right? So now let's start talking about value now and personal branding. How can, there are many women who are on here who I'm sure want to do what you're doing. They want to do what I'm doing. What can you say to a woman who is still scared of coming out on Instagram to post reels, to tell her story? What can you tell her today to inspire her to just do it?
So, one thing a lot of people don't realize now about me, because if you see me on social media, I'm quite there. I'm always on social media. So it might be difficult for you to ever believe that I was once a very shy person. I was very shy and I was also introverted.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to share with you how I overcame one of my biggest fears. One of the biggest fears I used to have was speaking in public, speaking in front of people, and because I was afraid of speaking in public or in front of, no matter how small the crowd was, I would be very afraid. I lost out on some major opportunities, major. So when I I can't really go into that, the opportunity I lost out on. I then made a decision to start dealing with this fear. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to keep on allowing this fear to control my life. It's me versus the fear. I'm going to, so it was as if I was like, I have to fight you, oh fear, because you're bad for business.
Yeah,
you're bad for business. So because I made the conscious decision to fight fear, there are situations that I would be so terrified. But what would help me was the decision I had made. I'll give you an example. One time, I went for a conference and I wanted to be visible in that, but I was so afraid. I was like, oh my God, this conference, what will I wear? What will I do? What will I this? What will I, a lot of, my heart was just beating, popping. And so I remember that I shared it with one of my mentors at the time, that I want to be visible in this conference, but I'm afraid. She was like, okay, let me give you a task. Come out in that conference, come out and ask a question. I said, ask a question in front of everybody. I was like, calm down.
Yes.
You are a very smart lady.
Yes.
You can't find a question to ask. So all I want you to do is that in the conference, when it's time for Q&A, stand up, go to the microphone and ask a question. I said, okay, because I had someone to keep me accountable, so I had to do it. So when it was time during the conference, it was time to ask a question, my body started shaking uncontrollably. At the time, my was going on, but it was the fear, just the anticipation that I had to stand up, walk to the front of the audience and ask this question. The fear took over my body and I started shaking uncontrollably. But because I had made a decision, even though my body was trembling and I couldn't control the tremor, I stood up and I started walking. So I was walking and my legs were shaking. I was still walking, I was walking, and I got to the front of that, the front of the hall,
podium,
microphone wall. And when I got there, interestingly, my mentor was there. When she saw me, she stood up. She started clapping for me. She was clapping for me, and that's how we started laughing.
Yes.
And that's how I broke that fear. I'm already the thing gets me now. That's how I broke the fear of standing in front of an audience. And that's also how it was now easy for me to come on Instagram and really just be myself,
Yes.
So what I would say is that if you're afraid of being on Instagram, of posting, there's some courage muscles that you have to grow. Courage muscles. And how you can grow, how I put it, you have to give yourself a task, and that task might seem so difficult. It might be something like post a reel. It might feel so difficult. Something like go live on Instagram. It might feel so difficult, but because you are deciding to overcome this fear, whether the fear takes over your body or not, your mind, you still have a mind that can still make a decision. You can still say, even if I'm trembling, I'm going to show up and I'm going to just do it, So that mental process of making a decision to overcome the fear, even though you can feel the fear, That's what really help you. And it's a skill you have to learn, because the fears never, the fears are just multi-layered. So when you overcome the fear of being on Instagram, another fear is there. When you overcome that fear is there, so you're always going to be dealing with the fear over and over again. But the biggest skill to master is how to navigate, how to still, navigate your actions, how to still be in alignment with your actions, even though your body is shaking with fear. Yeah.
Stephanie, that's powerful. As you were saying all of that, I was remembering my story too, because I'm the shyest person. My friends who are close to me, my best friend until today, Claire, if she's watching this, she will laugh that, she still wonders that, is this the same IYABO that will be at a dinner party and they'll say people should just talk from their table, and I'll be scared and I'll be, nervous, but I found what drives me. I found my purpose. I found my passion. I found what God sent me to this earth to do, and the fear went away. I didn't do it by myself. I had to hire. When I first started speaking in public was after I launched my book, and my publicist, who was also my public speaking coach, she said, okay, IYABO, you've written this book. It's a fabulous book. You have to join Instagram or some social media. I said, me. I said, no. I said, Facebook that I'm on, Seth, I don't even like using it. I don't want anybody in my business. She said, yeah, but Instagram is where you need to be. Young women need this book. So that's how we started practicing every day. We practiced in my house. We practiced on the streets. We practiced in hotels. Practice. And that's how I started doing it. I came on Instagram, and that opened up opportunities. I was noticed by somebody at the United Nations. I spoke at the United Nations 3 times. And then look at me today. People feel like I'm an extrovert. I'm the biggest introvert you can think of, So when you start to step out and you start to change people's lives, and people start to come and thank you that because of you, this happened. Because of you, they didn't do this. Because of you, then you'll know that all of that shyness, you should bottle it away, because there's some people who are dependent on my life, who are dependent on Stephanie's life today. Okay, so you're looking at both of us. We've told you our shy stories. We've told me, and I'll see my hands with sweat. I'll be at the corner, like you said, somebody will say, okay, IYABO, come and talk, and all of a sudden my hands will get clammy and sweaty, and my heart will be beating. But that doesn't happen to me anymore, because now, and I'm not saying it won't happen. If I'm on some big stage somewhere, it will still happen. If I'm on a big stage, it will still happen. So, Stephanie, I'm glad that you said all of that, but you mentioned some key words. My mentor supported me. Having an accountability partner, making a decision. All those are keywords, right? You had a mentor who was there, who supported you, made you feel comfortable. Imagine if you were there by yourself and you didn't know anyone. So this is why having a coach, having a mentor is not a luxury. It is a necessity. Having that accountability partner, we're not talking about your friends. We're not talking about your best friends. We're talking about a professional like a coach, and then making a decision that you want to do it, right? And then I want to bring out some things you said earlier, because many women tell me they don't want to talk because they have a thick Nigerian accent. And you said it in the beginning, that if you have a thick Niger accent, there's somebody that has a thicker accent and is showing up. If you have tribal marks and you don't want to show up because you have tribal marks, there's somebody that has 6 tribal marks and you only have 1 and they're showing up. Right? So no matter what it is that you're feeling, do I have an American accent? I've been here for about 25 years. I don't have an American accent. If you cannot understand what I'm saying, then you're not in my community. I don't do parry or party. I talk normal. It's true. On the phone, when I'm talking to people and they can't hear me, I'm like, I'm actually speaking English. You have an accent too. So, it's true. So guys, but we know it's easier said than done. Somebody is typing there, practice. And if you can't practice, get an accountability partner, get a coach. Stephanie, my next question for you. Knowledge is the new gold. We understand that. But Does our knowledge equate to our level of education?
Oh, that's a very good question. It doesn't. It doesn't. Your knowledge is your knowledge. And I'll give you a story. The first online course I created, first things first, I must say this. I have a first class in computer science. First class. So I'm book smart by any means, by any means I am. But the first course that I created was not on computer science or anything science. It was on how to make Ankara accessories.
Yeah.
You know, Ankara is like this fabric that we all wear here. When I was in my second year in the university, I started an accessories business. I started making bead necklaces, wire necklaces, chain necklaces, and then I ventured into Ankara, and I ran this business for about 10 years. And so by the time I was at a certain point in my life, I started feeling like giving back. I started saying, I want to help other women to start a business, because I did this thing for such a long time. It was always my stream of income by side hustle, always. All while I was in school, I went for my master's, I was working. I always had this stream of income. And so I said, let me turn this skill I have into a product. If you think about it, I haven't really taught like my academic work is on one side, but the things that have really made me have this kind of run I have today are the other things. So my first course was on how to make Ankara accessories. People paid for the course, and they kept on telling me, Stephanie, thank you. I remember a particular lady sent me a message. She said, Stephanie, when I came on, when I discovered you online, I was just out of a very bad relationship. I lost my self-esteem. I felt very broken. I came online, I saw you smiling, you're always laughing, and you were talking about how we can have an Ankara accessory business. I decided to, just pay for your course. I paid for your course. I started the business. I started making my own money. In fact, I now started realizing that all the dreams I had shelved away, they are possible. I decided to go to fashion school. I applied. I just got admission. I want to tell you, thank you for changing my life. And when I got that email, I was like, what? I knew that Ankara accessories will change your life, but not this far, So
not this much. Yeah.
But I kept on getting emails from people telling me, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And the another thing I'll say is that this, even if I would say that I ever doubted the value of my knowledge because it wasn't academic, when I started to hear the stories of how these women were changing their lives. In fact, yesterday, somebody still sent me a message saying, Stephanie, you taught me the Ankara accessory so many years ago. Like, she still remembers. I still have, many of them still follow me on social media, even though now my brand has now evolved. So your knowledge is your knowledge, and it can be anything. I have a client who created a course on how to stop shouting on your children. And people were paying for that course, and it's not something that went to school to learn. It's just something that people will come to a house and say, how come you don't shout on your children? How are you doing it? If it's me, I would have been running mad, shouting here, shouting there.
Yes.
I've been in this house for 2 hours. I've not heard one shout. Instead, you're talking to them quietly, asking, how are you doing it? And so she decided to launch a course on it, and people paid for the course. So people are paying for courses on all sorts of topics, and you'll be amazed at the thing that that other people don't know and want to learn. You'll be amazed. I was talking to a client recently. She's creating a course on how to be a power dresser. And like, also, in fact, if you really get the thing I'm saying, you will just start screaming, because you have goals, but the goal is just there, sitting on it, because of the stories you're telling yourself. The stories you're telling yourself. So one of the things I always say, when you look on Instagram, if as much as possible, go and look for people who are already monetizing their knowledge. Go and see what they're doing. The more you see, the more you begin to say, oh my God, this thing is possible, But the mistake a lot of people make is that they'll say, this person is doing it. It's because she has first class. The reason Stephanie is making money because she has first class. So you're discounting yourself. Oh, I can't do it because I don't have what she has. And that person will say, oh, this person is doing it. She's getting it because she's white. She's in America. If she was in Nigeria, she will not do it. So you're looking for excuses why you can't do it. And that thought is very limiting. Instead of saying, I can't do it, look for commonalities. If you said, Stephanie has two eyes, it means to have two eyes. Stephanie has one nose, it means to have one nose. Stephanie has one mouth, it means to have one mouth. Stephanie has a second page, it means to have a second page. Like if you come with that energy of, okay, me and Stephanie are just the same. I see a lot of similarities. So that means that if she can do it, I can do it. Because IYABO is just like, if you look for similarities between yourself and people who are already doing something, you will begin to see that you can do it. And that will just, that will ginger you up.
Now I can see why you're successful. It is not by chance that you're successful. It is not by chance that you're successful. Should I tell you the first reason why you're successful? I'm a very intuitive person. Should I tell you?
Tell me.
It is not everything you're saying. It is not that you share your story should I tell you what your number one gift is?
Tell me.
You have a joyful spirit.
Oh.
You have a very clean, childlike, joyful spirit. And that's why you're still going to go far. I'm telling you, honestly, that's why you're going to go far. If nobody has told you that before, that is why. A lot of people can't just be happy anymore. People need things to be happy. A lot of people come to my DM too and they're like, why are you always smiling? I can't even smile in pictures. I'm like, why won't I smile? I'm like, I have so much to be thankful to God for, so I smile all the time, So you have a joyful, very childlike, I don't mean in a disrespectful way, but I'm looking for the word, I can't find the word, a very clean, a very joyful spirit. And that's why people don't understand that life is actually very simple, What you put out there is what comes back to you. So you have a joyful spirit, you put joy out there, you want people to succeed, and it comes back to you. Maybe pure. People are telling me the words, that, and it's very authentic, it's real. Some people smile and you can tell they're forcing the smile. Yours is very, very clear. So you've just started. This is just the beginning. You're gonna go far. Because our thoughts become us. A lot of people don't understand that if they fill their hearts with envy, or they fill their hearts with jealousy, or they fill their hearts with things about other people that are not clean, it actually blocks their success, And this is why I believe so much in the 9 fruits of the Spirit. It's in my book as one of the cardinal ways to find happiness. You have to live by the fruits of the Spirit every day, no matter what it is. So I love that about you. I had to say, going back to the educational talk, but our African mentality. People give me the reason that, it's easy for you to say, the reason that you're successful, the reason you've been able to make 7 figures for so many years is because you're a doctor. I said, really? I can prove you wrong today with 9 out of 10 doctors, even in the US. I said doctors are one of the highest people that can't find joy in everyday life, and they're one of the highest people that have the biggest debts. I said, so don't say it's because I'm a doctor, because actually many doctors are struggling financially, even in America, and many doctors just can't find joy. Because if you have all the money and you don't have joy, what's the point? But a lot of doctors, they do more than, they start earning 150,000, then they buy the biggest house on the hill, they buy the Bentley, they overdo everything, and they still have their big medical student loan. I didn't have a loan because medical school was free in Nigeria. I know how to manage my money. I don't do more than myself. So they buy the biggest, then they have to start working extra jobs, working locum, working from Monday to Sunday. They burn out, they can't travel, they can't be with their families. So it's just like, the quality of life is just not good. And they're still earning that $150,000 a year. Last, maybe they will max out at 180, 200,000, unless they're surgeons or, so if you don't own your business as a doctor in America, you actually don't have financial freedom. And there are many doctors, You don't have financial freedom. So it's not because I'm a doctor. Again, I was gifted entrepreneurs when I was born because my mom and my dad were entrepreneurs. They were business people. They were home all the time, but they were business people. My mom didn't go to school, Stephanie. My mom could not read English. She could not speak English, but she was a businesswoman. She knew her calculations. My mom and dad owned
Wow.
several homes in Lagos. They owned a home in London. They made money, and they were also home a lot. So I was born into that. So I had ready-made business coaches from the time I was born. So that is why, really, that is why I knew that whatever profession I went into, I was going to have my own business because I loved their lifestyle. I love their lifestyle. But if you were not born into an entrepreneurial family, I'm here, Stephanie's here. You can tap into our knowledge, but it's not because I'm a doctor. So like Stephanie said, stop giving excuses to people because you can, stop giving. Neil, can you please call Luna? Stop giving excuses for people because no matter what, if somebody has done it, you can do it too. Let's talk about all of the acquisition. I always want to touch on this because too many women are getting obsessed with degrees. Acquisition of MBA after MBA, PhD after PhD. They come to my DM and they ask me, should I take that other MBA? And I tell them no. What are your thoughts about all of that? It's true. I just tell them no. I say right now, the degrees you have, what are you doing with them? You already have a bachelor's, you have one MBA, you want another master's. So far, are you fulfilled? Are you happy? What are your thoughts? What's your advice to women?
This one is where do I start from? Okay. So I'm an advocate of personal development. I think that we can never ever stop developing ourselves. As long as we are here, we can't stop developing ourselves. There will always be more training. There will always be more, the pursuit of knowledge is something that I think God gave to all of us, that we all desire to grow. But now the question is, what are you pursuing and why are you pursuing it? After a while, it's better to find your purpose and then start developing yourself to be better at helping people. So whatever it is that your purpose is, that's what the focus should now be. Growing up, we went to our first degree of that. That was really to make us educated and give us exposure. But after that, the other trainings you should do, there should be reasons why you're doing them. So not just certifications or not just degrees for the sake of degrees. At some point, you should say, you know what? I hear you, but I don't think this is the best decision for me at this time. And I share this because, I graduated the first class degree. And so everyone had expectations of me. When I graduated, my parents had a very huge party for me to celebrate their first class daughter. So all their friends call me first class. Everybody says, hi, it's first class, she's fine, And so once in a while, how is first class doing? Has she gone for PhD? Has she gone for this? Oh, my child went to this place. So there's always going to be some form of pressure from outside saying what you should be doing, how you should be doing it. And it's easy to look left and look right and get inspiration from them. But what you might find is that you might see yourself going to do a program and getting into debt. And in the middle of it, you're wondering, what am I even doing here? What am I even doing here? In the sake of activity, you're trying to find yourself. So what I always recommend is that, first of all, discover what you want to do with your life. Discover your purpose. Discover what you're here to do. And then if you now need that training to go and achieve the purpose, great. But if it's just degree for the sake of degree, it's not really the best use of your time. Because you can get there and you don't like it. So my recommendation, find your purpose and then develop yourself around that purpose. Your purpose might need an additional degree, and sometimes it doesn't. Find what you need and do that.
Thank you, Stephanie. I have a comment and I have a question for you. Also, please, women and men, stop looking at people at face value, right? Stop making assumptions. Like for me, Stephanie, most people make an assumption that I have an MBA. That is why, that is why I'm successful at business. So when they come to my DM, they don't even ask, do you have an MBA? They're like, oh, so when did you get your MBA? Where did you get your MBA? And I'm like, which MBA? Especially doctors do that. Because doctors feel like, because doctors, I'm a doctor, so I can talk about doctors. Doctors are very good at medicine, but they're terrible at business. Doctors are terrible at business unless they've been mentored or they've been around people who have, they're terrible at business. So, stop making assumptions. Don't assume that somebody you're looking at who has something, it's because of something that you've made up in your mind that they have. Because that's going to limit you. That's going to block you. Find out from them first, because they may not even have what you think. I'm sure many people who would see my beautiful, sophisticated, confident mom at a distance would think, oh, wow, this woman must have gone to some really elite university. Because my mom was beautiful. She was confident. She was always, but they wouldn't know that she actually didn't even have the privilege to go to school. She just developed her strength. So stop making excuses for people. Then my next question for you is, you said, once you discover your purpose, focus on that and find a way to elevate that. But there are many people who don't know how to discover their purpose. They're in their 40s and 50s. So can you give us a few lines on how they can begin to discover their purpose?
Okay. So, So for people who are in their 40s and 50s, I don't believe that they don't know what their purpose is. They know. You know. But the challenge, the reason why you may not have gone to do it is fear. Most times it's fear. Sometimes it's like, oh, I have a 9 to 5, for example. I have to hold on to my 9 to 5. I can't go and pursue the dream I have because, I have to pay school fees. I have to pay, I have responsibilities. I have to support my husband. We are trying to relocate. These are the real issues that stop people from going to go and pursue their purpose or their ideas or their dreams or anything that they have. And, it always, and many times the reason it has gotten to this point is there's this assumption that there's still more time. I'll go next year. Oh, I'll go next year. And before you know what's happening, you're 40, you're 50, and you are still feeling as if I haven't done what I want to do in my life, and I'm just passing through the motions. So what I'll say is, what I'm going to say it again, is that we all need courage. We all need courage. Many times people say, oh, I don't know where to start from. I don't know what to do. I'm lost. It's not true. You always know what to do next. But the challenge is that you've not yet given yourself the permission to do it. You've not yet, taken the courage to say, I'm going to try this thing, even though it scares me. Or I'm going to take one first step. I'm going to try it out, Or even if you tried it before and you failed, you say, you know what, I'm going to try again. So that's always the big issue, really, is courage. And so if we all get to a point where we begin to feel like there's something else I'm supposed to do in my life. There's more. There has to be more than this. I have been doing this thing. There has to be more. Now, when that voice begins to come, when you begin to get the nudge, whatever you're led to do, just do it. Take a first step. When I started to feel the urge to start making accessories, it didn't even make any sense. Sorry, to start teaching people how to make accessories, it didn't make any sense. Oh my goodness! Like I was when I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't too sure anything. It didn't make any sense, really.
Yes.
So that's what I was led to do. That was the nudging I was getting in my heart. And I didn't know that God was leading me on this journey to where I am now. I'm good. I'm not even still arrived though. I'm still on my journey.
Yes.
So purpose is not really a destination. It's a journey. You discover it step after step. And so whatever your next step is, it's more important to find the courage to say yes to yourself. Just say yes, and then everything will follow.
It's so true. And courage comes from action. Courage and action are in a circle. They are in a never-ending circle. You take action,
Yeah.
you see results, you get more courage, courage and action. So you can't get courage from sitting down on your sofa. You can talk to yourself from now till eternity. I'm going to be courageous. I'm going to be bold. But you have to actually get up from that sofa and do something. Because courage and action, I circle, they fall. Action comes, courage leads to action, action leads to courage. It keeps going like that. Okay, Stephanie, can our 9-to-5 job be our purpose?
I believe so. I believe so. I believe that some people have been lucky to find an organization that would allow them to do what they are here to do. You know, some people, some people, the gifts that they have, they thrive in building an organization. Some people are supposed to be entrepreneurs. Some people are supposed to be 9-to-5. Some people in 9-to-5s can find a job that is in alignment with their vision, their mission, their purpose. And so whatever it is that you've decided to do, whether it's 9-to-5 for an entrepreneur, just find joy in whatever you're doing. Joy is an indicator for me. Joy has always been like a metric. The moment I lose my joy, there's a challenge. So for me, when I was 9-to-5, I had very good jobs. I was working in multinationals. My first job was in Ericsson. My second job was in L'Oreal. Like I was lucky, but I didn't have joy. And I was like, I'm not happy here. So it's a challenge. It's a problem. It's a problem. Like, I'll find what makes me happy and go and do it. So I had the courage to go and find my own happiness. For some other people, they may have tried entrepreneurship and it's like, oh my God, this thing is gangster. This thing is difficult. This thing, they don't have the ability to keep pushing no matter what. They might be better suited in a more structured environment, and it's fine. Whatever makes you happy is okay. That's what I believe.
That's true. I believe that too. And does joy have a dollar amount?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. So really, like I said, it's really about the things you're doing on a day-to-day basis. Do they fill you up? Do they make you excited? The truth of the matter is that the things that we do, we can actually do it for free. We can actually, because it makes us happy, we can do it for free. But the challenge with free is that when it's free, people don't place value on it. So there has to be a fee. Otherwise, I can do it for free, really, and you can do what you do for free. We don't really do what we do because of the money. We do it because of the impact. We do it because it's really the transformational effect it has on people, and even the ripple effect. Because when you help a woman to start a business, when you help a woman to find love, for instance, it's not just her you just helped, it's her family. And their families after that are affected. So that's the real reason we do what we do. But the way the world is set up, if you do it for free, if you're not
kindness and success. I know kindness and success have a ripple effect, right? The more people you help and they become joyful and fulfilled, then they will be inspired to inspire more people. And then you help 5 people. At the end of the day, if you do the multiplication, you would have helped 1 million people, because those 5 people are going to have joy and fulfillment. Then they'll help more people and help more people. So you may be sitting down and saying, but I only helped 5 people. I'm not even that influential. You don't know how that person has gone to their job and they're so much happier because Stephanie has helped them, because Dr. IYABO has helped them. And then the whole office becomes more joyful because this person is inspiring them. So don't discount helping even 1 person, even 2 people, even 5 people, because it gets multiplied. Now we're getting to the end of our talk, but we're getting into talking about money. funding for businesses is a big barrier to women all over the world. I want to say this because, again, a lot of people see us in America and they feel everything is just hunky-dory, our face is shining, everything is okay. Let me tell you something. It is not easy for women all over, and more so Black women in every country of the world. It's not easy. I'm a doctor. My credit score has always been excellent. When I wanted to start my business, every single bank declined me. They gave me all sorts of bogus, they gave me all sorts of bogus reasons. Finally, one bank I went to, one of the Black managers, they called me and said, "You're looking for 350,000 to fund your business." He said, "Even 20,000, they won't give you." He said, "Because you are from Nigeria, even though you're an American citizen, you are from Nigeria. Most of them think you're just going to take that money and run back to your country." So he's like, "It's going to be almost impossible, but you can keep trying." But me, I'm a child of God. I did not stop. I kept on asking people. Finally, I found this small Indian-owned bank in Florida, in another state, who said that he would give me the loan because my credit score is high, all of that, my financial history is solid, but the interest rate, Stephanie, was so high, and I was scared. So I talked to my dad, and my dad said, "You know what, it's okay." He's like, "A loan is a loan. You're going to use it to do good. Use it, start your practice, just make sure you start paying it back as the money is coming in." And I listened to my dad. I took the loan and I paid it off within, I think, about 6.5 years. And that is it. And that loan, that 350,000 I took 19 years ago, has given me a business that has been making 7-figure revenues and profits every year for the past 14 years. So don't say that because she's in America, it's easy. It's easy. It's not easy anywhere. Many Black owned businesses in America can't survive. They open, they close because they don't have enough funding. So I know this is a passion of yours. So how can we talk to women, and what are ways that women can begin to get funding for their businesses, or even for coaching, right? Because for me, you pay me to help you start your business. I help you start a business on Instagram. My clients charge 3,000, 5,000 per client, but you have to pay me first to get there. So how can us Black women start to get funding for our businesses?
Dr. Yab, I'm really happy that you shared the story you shared, because these are the real issues. These are the real issues. These are the real issues. A lot of times, women of color or Black women, they face challenges. Number one, they're trying to start a business. Number two, they're trying to scale the business, like really, really, really grow it to a bigger level. And we all talk about how businesses stay small for such a long time. And this is the reason. They can't access funding. In Nigeria or in Africa, is what they'll be telling you, "Oh, go and bring your..." Somebody said they told her to go and bring her mother to attest to the documents that she had. Some will say, "Go and bring land property in Banana Island," like things you don't have, just to discourage you. They'll be taking you round and round and round. Some of them won't even listen to you. And these issues, that they are prevalent. So what do you do? What do you do? I got to a point in my business where we needed to invest in tech. So I have a coaching business, but I also have a tech platform, a software business. And normally, when you want to go into tech, you have to go and look for, how they call it, war chest. You have to go and look for plenty money. So that's why you will see
imagine?
A lot of tech companies are getting investors, left, right, center, because tech can be quite capital intensive. Before you even, as you are having the idea, you've started spending money. Before you talk to developer, all these people, you start spending money, and you're spending all this money. You may not even be profitable. You may not even have users who will pay you $39. You will, as in, after all the work you have done, it's not as if you're going to be profitable in the next 1-2 years. It will still take you some time to be profitable. So for me, I needed patient capital. Capital that will not choke my throat while I'm trying to figure it out. And so what we did to fund that tech business was to create a product, turn my knowledge into a product, sell it, use the proceeds of that stream of income to fund the tech platform. Tech platform is live. I'm so excited. Like, I'm very grateful. But if I did not have this alternative source of funding, I won't have known how to fund it. So in my case, it's software. For some other people, it's real estate. You want to invest in a house. You want to, develop different properties for rental income. There are different reasons you might need money for. And the reality is that it might not be easy for you to access that funds. Instead of counting yourself out and saying, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it, or entering a pity party. Hey, God, in this country, they don't do this, they don't do that. What I'm suggesting now is that, you know what? You have some expertise that is golden. And when I mean golden, I mean it can be turned into real money. And you can turn it into money and then use it to fund whatever it is that you want to fund. Yeah.
Stephanie, thank you so much. Now, can you please tell women who are on this live and all the other thousands, hundreds, thousands that are going to watch the replay, how they can come and work with you and how they can, start to build wealth with your help? Aside from following you on Instagram, what are all the other resources that women can tap into on your end?
Okay, thank you, Dr. IYABO. So we actually have coaching programs where we help our clients to, first of all, identify the goal that they have, that knowledge you have. We show you what it is, and then we show you how to create a product out of it and how to sell it. You will sell it, whether you believe it or not, you will sell it and you make money from it. A realistic time frame, we say in 90 days period, you should be able to have earned at least $10,000 from your expertise, at least, at least. And that's just to get you started. By the time you have the product set up, by the time you've mastered how to sell, you can just continue to sell the products month after month. And that's how you grow to 6 figures. You go to earning $120,000 and even more. I'm saying $10,000 because that's is very realistic. Like, it's very conservative.
Yes.
It's easy for you to achieve that goal. It's very conservative. So we do this over a period of 10 weeks, and our coaching programs range from $10,000 to $48,000, depending on the kind of support that you need. So we help you from beginning to the end.
Wonderful. I also like how you said how much your coaching costs. People keep their coaching prices top secret. And I'm like, women, what is this top secret? Oh, come to my DM and I'll tell you the price. I tell my coaching clients, say your price on your live. That is another sign of super confidence. For me, I don't hide my prices because I don't even have time to be. It's on my bio. I've put my prices on my bio. Because why make it top secret? So the people who know they have it and they want to invest in it, so women, this is another lesson Stephanie just said. I didn't even ask her for the price. She said it out because she's super confident of the value that she can give you. A lot of you, your first sign of imposter syndrome is you're scared of saying your price. Hey, let me not say my price so it won't put them off. But they're still going to know the price last, right? So if you don't put them off now, you put them off later. I love that about you because I was going to ask you your price. I was going to say, okay, Stephanie, would you like to share your price? But you had already said it. I just love you. So how else? Is that it? So women can, it's true. You and I are very similar. I tell women, I'm like, say this price on your live. When you go live, you are attracting a lot of qualified leads. So when you go live, after you have given value, you have taught a topic on your live, talk about your coaching, how you can help women, and say how much it costs on your live. But a lot of women cannot. They're too scared to say it. And then they say they're not making sales. I'm like, how will you make sales? How will you make sales? My dearest Stephanie, any other way they can they also buy your book? What else? Please give us all the resources, please.
Okay. So we also have a book with the book comes with different resources, like things like how to grow your audience, some of the best-selling topics. Like it's like a bundle, but basically the book will help you to turn your knowledge into an online course that makes money at life. So you can get the book too. The details are in the link in my bio. So my handle is Steph Obi. If you click on the link in my bio, you'll see how you can just click there. You see how you can get the book, and it can help you. That's the resource you want to go with.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. This was wonderful. I love this. And I know this video, the replay is going to change so many lives. So many women are going to take action because of you today. So keep on doing the great work. May God bless you and yours. And we will chat again maybe in a few months. Thank you so much.
Thank you for also inviting me, Dr. IYABO. Thank
you are
so
welcome.
much.
You are welcome. I've been watching you for quite a while, and I'm like, okay, it's time for me to have a chat with Stephanie. Yeah. And you have brightened my day like 1000% with that smile. Every time I come to your DM, I automatically to your feed, I automatically start smiling because you're always smiling. God bless you.
Thank you.
God bless you. God bless you. Bye, everyone. Thank you for joining. Bye.